Artificial Analysis, the site that benchmarks these image models, puts FLUX 2 at number 2, right behind Nano Banana Pro, at a quarter of the price. That one line from the leaderboard hides almost everything you actually need to decide between these two image models. Nano Banana Pro and FLUX 2 split wins across speed, style control, resolution, and cost, and the leaderboard rank doesn't settle any of that. Getting this pick wrong either overpays for quality you won't use or leaves you short on the one spec your project needs. Test 1 is output quality, and this is the test most people assume settles the whole argument. Ship a client's hero image straight off the model with no touch-up, and if it looks softer or less detailed than the other tool's output, that client notices, even without knowing why. On the artificial analysis image arena, the leaderboard that measures head-to-head preference between these models, Nano Banana Pro comes out on top. They score identically on GenEval and on T2i CompBench, so call that a tie instead of forcing a winner. Community-reported accounts describe Nano Banana Pro producing finer, more convincing detail at a glance. That's test 1, and Nano Banana Pro takes it. The score after one test is Nano Banana Pro 1, FLUX 2 0. Drop a comment if that quality gap matches what you've seen out of your own generations, because this is the test where I hear the most disagreement. On composition and instruction following, the two are a genuine tie. But a leaderboard score doesn't tell you how long you'll sit waiting on that image, and that's exactly what test 2 settles. My name is Brian, and I'm in these tools 12 hours a day, so you don't have to be. Test 2 is generation speed, and it matters most when you're mid-batch on a deadline, because every extra second per image adds up fast once you're generating in bulk. Where it actually separates is typical generation time, and this is the number that matters once you're running more than a handful of images. Higgsfield reports Nano Banana Pro usually stretching to 10 to 15 seconds there, while FLUX 2 stays consistent instead of swinging between fast and slow runs. On throughput, the artificial analysis arena measured both models at 2.5 images per minute, a genuine tie, so I'll call it exactly that instead of manufacturing a difference. FLUX 2 takes test 2 on consistency, which pulls the score even. Nano Banana Pro 1, FLUX 2 1. One of the biggest problems I run into when using AI agents is turning their output into YouTube content I can actually use to market my product. That's why this video is sponsored by Subscriber, a tool that helps business owners connect their AI agents to YouTube and market their products without spending 10 hours every week creating content. You can connect Claude or ChatGPT directly to Subscriber. It then analyzes your business, website, and YouTube channel to help you create SEO-optimized video ideas, scripts, thumbnails, and even complete videos that actually match your brand. What I like most is that every week, Subscriber gives me a list of high-potential video ideas I can immediately execute, and it can even help edit videos for me, with or without my face, including videos like the one you're watching right now. It's easy to get started, and you can try Subscriber for free using the link in the description below. Now back to the video. Community-reported numbers put FLUX 2's standard resolution latency around 3 to 6 seconds against Nano Banana Pro's 2 to 5 seconds, close enough that I wouldn't build a decision around it alone. Price is next, and that's where the gap between these two tools stops being close. Test 3 is pricing and value, and it's the test that actually changes your monthly bill. Batch a few thousand images overnight, default to the Pricer model out of habit, and you wake up to a total that's multiples higher than it needed to be. On Black Forest Labs' pricing page, FLUX 2 Pro runs 3 cents per 1 megapixel image. Google prices Nano Banana Pro at 13.5 cents for a 1K or 2K image, roughly 4.5 times more. At high resolution, the gap holds. FLUX 2 runs about 4.5 cents per 2 megapixel image against Nano Banana Pro's 24 cents at 4K, close to 5 times more. To be fair, Nano Banana Pro's batch API cuts that price in half, but it costs a 24-hour turnaround. A real trade, not a free discount. FLUX 2 takes this one, and it's lopsided. Nano Banana Pro 1, FLUX 2, 2. But none of that price math matters if the output can't hold a consistent look across a whole project, and that's test 4. Stick with me, because the last 4 tests are where this decision actually flips. Test 4 is style control and consistency, and it decides whether a 10-image set for a brand looks like one artist made it, or 3. FLUX 2 Pro anchors identity and style across up to 10 reference images, a vendor claim number from Black Forest Labs, giving it real room to hold a look together across a whole batch. Nano Banana Pro supports style reference too, and its real edge is natural language style instruction inherited from the Gemini 3 Pro line. There's no published multi-image reference count to compare directly against FLUX 2's 10, though. Community guidance, again community reported rather than official, points to FLUX 2 Pro, specifically for commercial throughput that needs brand consistency, citing its 4 reference image support in typical workflows. FLUX 2 takes test 4 as well. Nano Banana Pro 1, FLUX 2 3. FLUX 2 is up 3-1 now, but the last test is the one Nano Banana Pro actually exists to win. Test 4 is style control and consistency, and it decides whether a 10 image set for a brand looks like one artist made it, or 3. Test 5 is resolution and platform reach, and it's the last chance for either tool to change the math before the scoreboard closes. FLUX 2 tops out at 4 megapixels, while Nano Banana Pro reaches true 4K, 4096 by 4096 pixels. That ceiling matters the moment you land a print job or any large format deliverable. FLUX 2 answers back with an open weights option. The dev variant runs at 32 billion parameters and is self-hostable on roughly 32 gigabytes of VRAM at FP8. That means you can skip the per image fee entirely if you already run your own hardware. Nano Banana Pro's reach is wider though, built into the Gemini app, the API, Vertex AI, Google Ads, and Workspace, while FLUX 2 lives on the BFL API, FAL, Replicate, and Comfy UI. Nano Banana Pro takes test 5, Nano Banana Pro 2, FLUX 2 3. Test 5 is resolution and platform reach, and it's the last chance for either tool to change the math before the scoreboard closes. So here's where the 5 tests landed. FLUX 2 won on speed, price, and style control, and every one of those wins comes down to the same 2 things, money and control. It's cheaper per image, it holds a look together across more reference images, and the open weights version lets you self-host for 0 per image cost at all. Nano Banana Pro won on output quality and on resolution and platform reach, and its wins come down to ceiling and reach. It's the highest scoring model on the leaderboard, it hits true 4K, and it's already sitting inside Google's own apps and tools, not bolted onto them. So here's the verdict, and it depends on the job in front of you, not a single blanket winner. If you're running volume, or you need a brand consistent look across a whole batch of images, pick FLUX 2. The price gap and the reference image count are the 2 things that actually survive contact with a real production schedule. If you need the single highest quality ceiling, true 4K for print, or you're already living inside Google's tools, pick Nano Banana Pro, because that's exactly the job it handles best. If you want the overall default pick, it's FLUX 2. The reason isn't any one test win by itself, it's the price to quality ratio. You get most of the quality at a quarter of the cost. One thing the docs don't spell out clearly, that batch API discount only pays off if your workflow can tolerate the wait. A 24-hour turnaround does nothing for you on a live deadline, so it only helps on runs you weren't touching until morning anyway. FLUX 2's open weights variant hides a cost in the other direction. Skipping the per image fee through self-hosting assumes you already own or rent 32 gigabytes of VRAM, and that hardware isn't free, it's just a cost that moved. If you're weighing the self-hosted route, the next video puts FLUX 2's open weights option against another closed API model, on the exact same price per image math this video just ran. That gap is bigger than you'd expect.